Hello, Kite1972 here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a bio on Geo Breaker, one of the characters I have in Onigiri. First off, Geo Breaker is the first of a family unit I have designed. I'm going to show you his stats as we speak. He's a level 100 at this point. If the information on the stats are going by too fast, feel free to pause. This will basically show you what he is capable of and what his extra perks are based off his current gear ups and level. I've got him set up to use heavy weapons, so he's got an udachi, an axe, a bow, and a spear. Now the bow doesn't really qualify as something heavy, but it is good for the range attacks, for those situations where being right up on a target's just a bad idea. These are Magatama. These are used to give them extra benefits to the character's abilities. They can be adjusted, modified, built by Kaguya, one of your standard companions. Now I'm going to step into what I refer to as assets, by the game standard known as partners. This is Lady Suzuka. She is a storage space for having an overloaded inventory, and she also identifies your weapons, because when you get a weapon, they're question marks until she identifies it. And you can build friendship with her, and the higher her friendship, the better the results of her analysis. This is Yoshitsune. Yoshitsune and Lady Suzuka go hand in hand. There's barely any time where they're apart. She's like her personal guard. But she's also a blacksmith. So she forges and repairs your weapons. She can modify your weapons. And she can craft some based off recipes you acquire. This is Moroku. He's a merchant. Pretty straightforward. He sells stuff to you, but he also fights by your side. The higher your friendship status with him, the better the products he has available. This is Ibaraki. She gives you some extra stuff as well, through different types of sake, which gives you temporary benefits depending on the type of sake you're drinking. Now it also gives you drunkenness, but I'm not sure how the drunkenness works because I barely use the alcohol she makes. The higher her level, the more alcohol and bottles she can acquire. Different bottles give different effects, as well as the liquor she sells. Now this is Momo. I call him Momo because I really can't pronounce his name properly. But he does extractions, skill extractions from your weapons, and it can also evolve your weapon skills. To what degree, it's yet to be discovered. As it stands, he's only level 12, so I'm not sure what he's capable of late in the game. He might be able to do some serious modifications to, like, sway the balance for all I know. And this is Kaguya. She's the one that makes the jewels you put on yourself, known as Magatama. They also give you different kind of bonuses. The higher her level, the better the benefits from these Magatama can be. She'll have access to more types of Magatama as well. Now, she's a very strange companion. No spoilers, I'll let you see for yourself. Now, this is Susanoo. In this lore, he's the god of war. About the only thing I've seen him be able to do is set you up with random boss challenges at varying levels. He don't do much else beyond that, except for the fact that he has to be level 15 at one point, or you cannot progress in the game. Higher your friendship, the better the challenges. Amaterasu, sister of Susanoo. Now she benefits you with a perk called title. The higher her level, the better her titles are. When you acquire a title, it gives you additional benefits on top of everything else you have. Now for the specials. Hiraga Janai, or Janai is what we call her because that's easier to pronounce. She is a mechanic. She has a mission that you can do to acquire her in Kyoto. Her weapon is a giant brass axe. And as you level her, by feeding her weapons, you can unlock new skills for her to make her even more powerful. My problem with her is just she's kind of slow. And seems average for a Vanguard. This is Azuna, one of the more powerful Vanguards that I've come across thus far. I've got her at level 62 at this point, and plenty of modifications to her base skills. Now, from what I can understand of this character, she is supposed to be extremely moe, but she has a sadder side too. She makes comments like, Oni-chan, let's play. But she also says things, please don't leave me alone. And this is Sanzo, I guess some kind of monk lady. I haven't gotten very far with her. She's a very recent acquisition, so I can't say much about her. I don't know enough about her yet. Perhaps I'll eventually make a bio on each individual character, standard or special. Let me know in the comments if you'd like such a thing. All I do know of her, for the mission I did do with her is she ends up getting herself lost, and you have to help. She loses some things, and you have to get it back for her. And this is my mount. This is an Ifrit, which is the debut mount in Onigiri. Now, granted, I didn't get it during the debut season, but I did finally acquire it. This is a very powerful mount, and as it stands, there are two other mounts. They're each horses. The other two mounts, and they have a specific element in which they use. In Ifrit's case, fire, and he's extremely strong. Now, enough about those. Time for Geo Breaker's history. Geo Breaker is an Oni, but he wasn't raised in Onigashima. He lived in a rural area and worked on a ranch with his family. Because of the hard work on a day-to-day basis, handling the animals, handling the crops, he become quite stout. He's freaking huge. Let me know when the reading's done. But as adolescence began to end and adulthood creeping in, he decided to stop working the ranch and heed an ominous call. Onigashima, to be precise. After he dropped his ranch duties, he got started on his quest for adventure in Onigashima. And now he's fighting to save the world. Now, as I was saying earlier, Geo Breaker is part of a family group. I'll be introducing those in later videos, but during his adventures he met up with his current wife. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, if he's an Oni, why has he got demon wings and tail? Well, that's because of his son, which I'll explain in a later video. He found his wife in a less than savory state and rescued her from the overlord that held her captive. And that in itself is another adventure. And the reason he's here in this dungeon is, well, because adventuring gets expensive after a while. He needs to get a hold of some gold. And his old friend Chiffrey helped him out by giving him access to this Dungeon of Wealth. This puts treasure hunt to a whole new meaning. In a single run, he jumped millions in gold. But with his training, he's able to go a little further by repeating these things and accumulating a massive wealth. As it stands, his weapons are a little outdated, but they still work, especially with these powerful companions by his side. Thus completes another dungeon with the help of Izuna and Ahankara. I named the Frit Ahankara as a tribute to Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, which is Lords of Legend in that game. Like if you like, hate if you hate. Comments welcome, subscriptions, shares encouraged. Until next video, play with heart.